Welcome to another new webinar with Meirc Training and Consulting. So today we will talk about organization development overview. But before doing that, let me introduce myself swiftly. So my name is Charles Stock. I'm a senior consultant at Meirc Training and Consulting. I am Lebanese. My studies and experiences are in human resources management, law, leadership, and management. Also, I'm a senior certified professional with the Society for Human Resources Management. So, about our topic today, will be covered in this webinar three main topics. The first one is the definition of organization development. The second one will be organization development process. And the third will be human resources and organization development relationship. So let me start by digging your brain. I want you to think for a moment about the organizations to which you belong. You probably have many names, such as the company where you work, perhaps the one that you were a volunteer in, or even an activity group. You are certainly influenced by many other organizations in your life. With just a few moments of reflection, you are likely to be able to name dozens of organizations. Am I right? That you belong to or that influence you, and so on and so forth. Now consider an organization that you currently do not belong to, but one that you were dissatisfied with at some point in the past. What was about that organization that made the experience dissatisfying? Perhaps you left this organization by now because you did not have the opportunity to contribute to something. Maybe it was a dissatisfying team atmosphere, or you were not appreciated or recognized for the time and energy that you dedicated for the job. Some people report that they did not feel a larger sense of purpose at work. They did not have control or autonomy over their work, or they did not find an acceptable path to grow or develop their careers. Am I right here? So perhaps you've witnessed also or been part of an organization that has failed for some reason or went out of business. On the other hand, you've likely had some excellent experiences in organization too. You may had a job that was especially fulfilling, or where you learned a lot and you had many co-workers and became good friends. In brief, let me tell you that we spend a great deal of our lives and times working, connected to and affected by organization. So the topic of today is not a strange topic, because some of these organizations function quite well while others struggle. Some are quite rewarding environment, such as Google and Facebook, LinkedIn, you name it. But others, organization members are frustrated, neglected, and disengaged. So the purpose of this webinar is to introduce you to the field of organization development. This is why I will ask you the first question. What is your definition of organization development? So you can answer by typing in the white space allocated for that. So in the chat space here, just I need to know what is your personal definition of organization development. I will give you like 30 seconds in order to, answer this wide question, this constant. So I'm still waiting for your answers. So I can see people typing now. Susie is typing. Tushar as well. Franklin. Marwa, yeah, good. I can see that you want to give me some good answers. Tushar, uh-huh. Very good. The culture employee development, yes, it could be. Kwame, it's OD is about changing the organization in terms of culture, yes, business objectives, Maruf development of business and employee career. It could be Bayan development organization structure. All of those business Bayan, simply it's developing the structure of the business. Yasser, support business objective. All of those are right answer. But let me give you my simple answer would be that organization development is an area of study and practice focused on making organization better. To have a more detailed answer, as per Cummings and Worley, organization development concerns system plan change, targets humans and processes of organization, and intends to build the capacity to adapt a renew organization. So it is always the organization development is about developing the organization. So there are two parts in the OD or the organization development. The O, it's all about the organization, and the D is about the change and improvement of that organization. So if I want to go deeply and specifically, by definition, an organization is a group of people with a particular purpose. Hence, the first link here it is between organization development and human resources. Human resources not as a department, human as an individual within an organization. So this is about people and about change management, about development and improvement. So organization development is an effort that is planned. So we can see planned interventions. Organization-wide, it's not for a group only, it's not for a department, it's for the whole organization. It's always managed from the top, increase organization effectiveness and health through planned intervention in the organization processes using behavioral science knowledge. So the process of organization development begins when the organization recognizes that a problem exists which impact the mission or the health of the organization and when the change is desired. Therefore, we can always link the organization and development with the change management. Why? Because it's always looking for areas of improvement. It's always looking for areas of development. Therefore, there are two main phases, if I may say, for organization development process. So the organization development process is divided basically in two central phases. The first phase, it's called the planning and implementing the change. So the organization development starts with the intervention design to achieve organization vision, goals, strategy if you want, strategic objective, and putting an action plan and implement those goals, visions, and strategies. The second phase is evaluating and formalizing change. So it includes evaluating the effect of the intervention and managing the institutionalization of successful change programs so they are preserved. And here I want to stop. What does it mean? It means that the change is derived from, the change management theory. It should be in a successful process, and we should learn from it and keep it in the organization. It is basically the the knowledge management, as per HR, how to keep what we learned from that change. But in order to do the first phase, the intervention phase, we need four types of interventions. We have human process interventions, we have structure and technology interventions, human resources interventions, business strategy interventions. And as you can see here, 50% of the interventions, 50% of the interventions are related to the human factor. Why? Because you have the human process intervention and you have the human resources interventions. Therefore, nowadays, we can see this deep link between organization development and human resources. And this is what we will tackle next. So what is the result of the organization development intervention and when we apply this change in the strategy and structure and the process and the entire system? So the entire organization here, we are talking about departments, about group, and even about jobs, role, organization chart. So it is a planned change, yes, and it involves the creation and the subsequent reinforcement of change by keeping that change into the system of the organization. So organization development is oriented to improving organizational effectiveness by helping members of the organization to gain the needed skills, knowledge, to solve problem, and to be involved in that change process, and by promoting high performance, including financial. So we have here the return on investment, high quality products and services, high productivity, continuous improvement, and high quality of working life. So now we know the depth, and now we know what is it all about. It is really an area that we can practice that focus on making organization better from many perspectives, from system perspectives, from human resources perspective, and from individual perspective. So let me ask you this polling question, and I will give you the result afterward. So why organization development and human resources should integrate? One, because human resources needs organization development to become more strategic, or because organization development offers human resources a competitive advantage, or because organization development interventions are largely HR related, or all of the above. I will put the survey now. You can choose whatever you want. And then when you finish within those 30 seconds, I will share with you the results. So please use the survey that I put in front of you. I have 13 answer out of 24, 15, yeah. Some good answers, some good percentages. Eighteen after 25. You still have 10 seconds. Come on. Still need 5 answers. I think that's enough. So I will end the voting now, and I will share with you the results. And we have here 62% answered all of the above. This is the right answer. So let's go back and see the question. Yes, HR need OD because as a strategic human resources management, we need to always think about change, always think about developing our systems, our processes, and even our human resources, interventions. And organization development as a development or as a major construct, it helps HR, and it is always a competitive advantage to have people thinking about how we can improve. And also, as I told you before, organization development interventions is 50% related to HR and to human. So HR and organization development integration, so it's a must. This interactive and interdependent issue between HR and organization development is a must in order to have a positive impact on the organization. Because as well, human resources now, it must blend with organization development, because when the resource is effectively utilized, the results are profitable for individual and for the whole organization, and even they are profitable for the society at large. So while the use of organization development offers HR a competitive advantage, it's also focused on a planned change. So it's not a change because we like to change or we like the change concept in management. It is a planned change. We change where we need to change, and we change to improve the areas. Some areas, it's areas of improvement. Organization development also promotes organizational learning and effectiveness for the benefit of the company. And it is a strategic link with the HR, because the two functions find areas of commonalities, working together, collaborating, and creating a common ground. And as a final thought, organization development and human resources management integration will enhance the performance and the capabilities of the organization as a whole. Again, I will ask you a question that is not a, I need your answer. It's not a survey. It's not a result. So by knowing all those facts and why organization development and human resources should be integrated, can you give me at least one organization development benefit for HR? So if you have this department or this, position in your organization, what is benefiting HR? Is it from the strategic perspective? It is to highlight where are the areas of improvement, or it is related to only change management? So again, can you give me at least one organization development benefit for human resources? So if you have any problem with the audio, please rejoin the webinar by clicking the join button on your emails. So I think for those who are facing a technical issue, please rejoin the webinar. So Marwa is saying building and maximizing on internal capacities. Yes, of course. Anir is saying there would be a positive change in the attitudes and values of the employees. Again, right. So, as you know now, for now, organization development is not only a system. It's not only a changing organizations and structures only. It's, it's everywhere. It is structure, systems, human resources, and individual. So HR can integrate many activities around organization development, retention, Yes, of course, Mr. Prathan. Kwame, for strategic planning. Yes, it can be used for strategic planning. It can be used for, many areas. One of them is strategic planning. Bayan is saying to allocate people correctly. Yes, it can allocate people correctly by putting the right person in the right place, by changing sometimes the structure, by sometimes enlarging, by sometimes downsizing. Yes, you are all right. So let's see what will happen and how organization development has benefited HR and the organization. So human resources management, as you know, and organization development disciplines are all founded on the belief of self-renewal and seek to build flexible and adaptable capability in both individual and organization. Isn't it the definition of human resources? So if I want to define human resources is, being capable to do that balance between individual goals and organizational goals. As human resources has shifted to a strategic human resources management now, and if we want to be more precise, human capital or talent management, this shift has meant that HR agenda has expanded and include all aspects of people and processes and system. And this is why organization development can help HR in these areas by having a partner, by having another focus on these subjects. So to do this, it requires the following organization development topics. So what in organization development, what are the topics that can really enhance and help human resources management? First, as you all know for now, change management. Second, strategic organization system alignment. So aligning the system of the organization with the processes that are really happening with the operation. Capability development, developing the capabilities of the system, of the structure, and of the individual, thus human resources management capabilities. High performance culture development. So when we put a change management and when we put a new culture in the organization, and this culture is a developmental culture, this will be embedded in everything. And then it is a long-term perspective. So if we want to stay, if we want to be profitable, if we want to have, a long organizational life, we need to think not the present, we need always to adopt a futuristic view. And this is why organization development is always thinking about the change and how this change can keep the organization in the market. As HR takes on increasingly transformational role, the organizational development will also enable HR professional to do what? First, to support transformation by understanding what is the meaning of transformation and what is the meaning of change management. Second, they will be able, the HR professionals, of course, to work on organization design and precisely design and deliver learning and development interventions. And they can support client, customers. Here we are talking about external, but mainly about internal customers in major changes and organization design projects. And they will be capable to analyze and improve the overall health of the organization. Because as you know by now, if I have the organization development, it's not only related to human resources, it's related to subject that human resource under the umbrella of human resources as a strategic human resources management. And one of those, department or function that are now under the umbrella of the strategic human resources management is organizational health. So now we see under the umbrella of the strategic human resources management, health and safety, we can see organization development, and we can see the personnel and administration functions. And last, keep the organization healthy and fit for future challenges. Why? Because the changing of the structure, the downsizing sometimes, removing the fat from the organizational body will keep that organization lean and capable to win the race and win the war, because nowadays it is a war. It is not a financial war. It is an economic crisis, and it is basically a war for talent. In a nutshell, if I want to summarize all of that, today's organizations are experiencing an incredible amount of change. Organization development uses intervention. So the four types of interventions that help organizations and individuals change successfully. It is a field practiced in almost all kinds of organization, from education to healthcare to government to small and large businesses. So it is a wide spectrum of organization and of sectors. Changes that organization development addresses are diverse as well, addressing organizational structure, as we say, strategies, team effectiveness, and much more. Human resources, namely human resources management and individuals. Organization development is not management consulting, and it's not in training and development only. This is, not what is organization development about, and it is neither a short-term nor a simple application of a standard procedure or a toolkit that we can have. So, therefore, what I gave you now in this small webinar, it's an overview about organization development. So if you want to know more, and I think you want to know more, you can first read a beautiful article. This interesting article related to organization development and change. I wrote this article, and you can copy the link and read it. So I wrote this article, and it was published in September 2017 newsletter of the International Society for Organization Development and Change, ISODC. And if you want even to know more and more about, the subject, I have a good news for you. We will be launching a full detailed course about organization development. So before, wrapping up, before ending this webinar, do you have any question? And second, I can inform you that those slides will be sent to your email shortly, and you can have them and read them again. Any questions? Thank you, Kate. It was a pleasure to share the information. Taysir, thank you for attending the webinar. Meirc, thank you so much. What Osman is asking about, what are the main challenges in organization development? The main challenges here in organization development, dear Osman, is the management stiffness or the old management style, not to be ready for change, not allowing organization development intervention to go into detail and really to uncover areas where we can improve. This is the main thing that I can think of now. Bayan, thank you. Kwame, thank you so much. Samah, Marwa, I cannot, mention everyone, but to end this session and this webinar, thank you so much, and see you soon with another free webinar. So we will offer in 2018 a course that covers organization development topic in details. It is called Certified Organization Development Professional. And I will meet you in 2018, and I hope you register because I'll be the facilitator of that specific course. Follow us if you want to know more about our webinars, our courses, our articles, and thank you so much for attending this webinar. Have a nice day.
Meirc.com